20 years. Thousands of hours reading, studying, coaching, testing, failing, refining, working with executives, athletes, leaders, and everyday people who wanted more from themselves and could not figure out why they kept falling short. And what I found, consistently, across all of it, is that productivity is not a time problem. It never was. It is a biology problem, a perception problem, a habits problem. And today, I am going to give you the most important things I have learned, distilled down to what actually moves the needle. No fluff, no filler, just what works. The first thing, and this one changes everything if you actually absorb it, is that your brain is not designed to multitask. It is designed to focus. What we call multitasking is the brain rapidly switching between tasks, and every single switch costs you, cognitively, energetically, and in terms of the quality of your output. Research puts the productivity loss from task switching at around 40%. 40%. That means the person who sits down, closes everything else, and works on one thing for 90 minutes is doing the equivalent of a full day's work in half the time. The most productive people I have ever worked with are not the ones doing the most things. They are the ones doing the right thing, completely without interruption. The second thing is sleep, and I will keep saying this until it lands. Sleep is not recovery from productivity. Sleep is where productivity is built. During deep sleep, the brain consolidates everything you learned. It clears metabolic waste. It resets your emotional circuitry so you wake up with access to your full cognitive range. Cutting sleep to get more done is one of the most counterproductive decisions a high performer can make. You are not gaining hours. You are borrowing against a debt that compounds. And the interest is paid in focus, creativity, and decision quality. The third thing is the state you are in when you sit down to work. Not the task, not the tool, the state. Because the same person working on the same problem in a calm and focused state versus an anxious and reactive one will produce outputs so different they might as well be two different people. The nervous system determines the quality of the thinking when you are stressed, rushed, overwhelmed. The prefrontal cortex goes offline. You are operating from the survival brain. And the survival brain is not where great work comes from. So before you open the laptop, before you start the meeting, regulate first. 3 deep breaths. A moment of stillness, 60 seconds. It changes everything that follows. The fourth thing is your environment, and most people have never consciously designed it. The notifications, the open tabs, the phone face up on the desk. Every one of those is a competing signal for your attention, and attention is your most valuable resource. Not time, attention. Because time without attention produces nothing. Design your environment for focus. Remove the friction. Protect those conditions like they matter, because they do. The fifth thing is movement. The brain does not operate in isolation from the body. They are one system. When the body is sedentary for extended periods, blood flow to the brain decreases, neurochemical production drops, and the quality of thinking follows. A 10-minute walk mid-morning does not interrupt productivity. It restores the biological conditions for it. Neurogenesis, the creation of new brain cells, is directly stimulated by aerobic movement. The most creative, most decisive version of you is not sitting at a desk for 8 hours straight. It is moving, breathing, and returning to the work refreshed. The sixth thing is the language you use about your work. This is not philosophy. This is neuroscience. When you say, "I have to do this," the brain registers obligation and resistance. When you say, "I get to do this," or "I am choosing to focus on this now," the brain registers agency. And agency activates entirely different neurochemistry: dopamine, drive, engagement. The words are not decorative. They are instructions. And the instructions you give your nervous system determine whether you sit down with momentum or with dread. The seventh thing is recovery. Not just sleep, but intentional recovery throughout the day. The brain operates in ultradian rhythms, roughly 90-minute cycles of high focus, followed by a natural dip. Most people push through that dip with caffeine or willpower, which produces the kind of afternoon fog that makes the last 3 hours of the day almost entirely unproductive. Working with those rhythms, 90 minutes of focused effort, followed by a genuine 10 to 15-minute break where you step away, move, breathe, or sit in stillness is not a luxury. It is how the brain is designed to operate at its best. Stop fighting your own biology. Start working with it. The eighth thing is knowing your why, not as a motivational concept, but as a performance tool. When your work is connected to something that genuinely matters to you, the brain sustains effort in a way that willpower alone never can. Meaning outlasts discipline. It outlasts motivation. It outlasts every productivity system ever designed. When people know why they are doing the work, they find a way. When they do not, no system in the world will save them. The ninth thing, the one that ties all of this together, is presence. Productivity is not about doing more. It is about being more present with what you are already doing. The person who is fully there, fully engaged, fully focused, fully committed to the task in front of them, will always outperform the person who is physically present but mentally scattered. Presence is the ultimate productivity tool. And presence is a practice, built through the breath, through the habits, through the daily decision to show up completely rather than partially. 20 years, thousands of hours, and it comes down to this: regulate your nervous system, protect your sleep, design your environment, move your body, watch your language, work with your biology, not against it, connect your work to meaning, and be present. That is it. Not complicated, just consistent. Until next time, this is Michael Abdullah.